G'day team, it's Chris speaking. Welcome back. Today we are talking about body hair and how that has eventuated from pre-T up until 18 months of testosterone, because man, it's only been 18 months, but there is a lot of hair to take into account. So this is just a very quick video, a brief timeline of when it started for me and what I expect will happen in the future, my very hairy future. So, where it began. I started testosterone at 28. I started before my 28th birthday. Yeah, pretty sure it was just before my 28th birthday. And I did not know what hair would grace me, because my family are hairy mother truckers. And I was like, look, I'm probably going to be a pretty hairy dude, but I don't know how quick that is going to happen. And this is my journey from 0 months to 18 months, like I said. I didn't really start noticing very much hair, probably for the first, 3 months. Not a lot of hair graced my presence, but by month 4 I was starting to get some chin fluff happening. I remember annoying the shit out of my partner, because every time I noticed a hair, I would run to her and be like, look, there's new hair. And she's like, yes, you've had 3 for a little while now. You don't have to tell me every time a new one pops up. Let me tell you, I still tell her every time a new one pops up. And it's still very exciting for me, because that's what gender euphoria is, and it's awesome. Harness it. Annoy your people. I noticed that I was getting, had a couple sort of just start on the top of my chin. They were ridiculous, and I kept growing them because I had chin hair, and that was exciting. But I would shave it off every, I'd say, couple of weeks. They didn't grow very fast, and then eventually those hairs at around the 4-month mark or 3-month mark started to connect to other hairs, and I had a little tuft happening just sort of there between that part of my chin at around that 4-month mark, which is where the profile picture on this channel went up. At about 6 months I could see more starting down on my chin and on my neck. I used to have couple, maybe 1 or 2 pop down here, and again, very exciting. Would run to my partner, and from there not a lot happened for a couple of months. It all sort of stuck to that area in terms of facial hair. Around the 6-month mark I did notice that my leg hair had started, so it started thickening, it started to lighten. Back at 4 months, my arm hairs had started to darken, and I started to grow new hair. So I never had hair on this part of my arm, and that started around that 4-month mark, and it did start to sort of creep up. Very light hairs. Now these hairs have started to darken over the last, I would say, 3 or 4 months. So that is from about 14 months on testosterone. That's good maths. I've noticed them starting to darken, so they definitely crept up over the time. So from about 4 months I got new hairs here. About the 6-month mark, the new hairs that I'd got here started to darken, and then from about between 6 to 12 months it's crept up to the point where I'm now starting to get little hairs right up to my shoulder blade, and I can see them coming up over my back as well on both arms, and they're starting to thicken and darken. That happened to my legs as well. From about the 6-month mark, I noticed that the hair on my thigh had started to connect to the hair on my knee, just on one side. One side remained bare, and that has only really started to connect on that other side now. It's still not all the way there. If you want, I can pop some pictures up in the next update video, but it has started to connect on this side. So it was connecting on this side all the way down, and then on the left hand side of both of the thighs. The inner thigh, good English, is where it's starting to connect up now. I've noticed in the last 2 months the hair on my calves and my feet have started to thicken and darken and get wiry and curly, whereas they were soft before, and that sort of started happening only in the last 2 months. They were getting darker from about 12 months on, after I'd grown them out, but now they are starting to thicken and get wiry. In the last 2 months, so we're talking 16 months on testosterone, I did have a little I think you call it happy trail, we call it a snail trail, happen around my belly button and the vortex around that 1 year on T mark. Maybe between 8 months and 12 months I had some belly button hair happening, and over the last 6 months it's just gone and the lower half of my belly is now quite hairy, and it is creeping up. So I actually have a chest hair tuft now. And I had that before surgery, so that like a very small tuft. That was 10 months on testosterone. Then I noticed that I was getting chest hair, and then that all got ripped apart. And then from about the 12 month, it started growing back, and then to now, I've got an actual little tuft that's happening, and my nipples have hair all over them, which might sound gross to people, but trust me, it's exciting if you're wanting body hair. I want to be covered in hair. I've said that before, but that's like super masculine to me, and I'm very excited every time I get new hairs on my body. The reason I'm making this video is because my partner has found more than one back hair. We had one back hair, I think on the 18-month video, and she plucked it out. I finally let her pluck it out, and now I have more sprouting from that area. It looks weird. It's like some Wolverine teenager has been like, I'm gonna grow here, so poof. But there are more, and that's exciting to me. So that was really quickly what my hair is sort of done, pre-T up until now. I didn't have a lot till 4 months, had some facial hair, and then about 6 months started growing on my everywhere else, but it was light and it wasn't connecting. 6 month mark, started connecting on my thighs, and I started to notice that it was creeping up my arms. And then sort of in the last 6 months, I've had a lot of hair happening on my torso, and now it's starting on my back. So I expect to be quite hairy once puberty is finished with me. I don't know whenever that will be. I'll probably catch you another 5 years, and I'll just be like a lumberjack, I guess, obviously, because, you know. But yeah, if you like the content, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of it, then click my face. I'm losing daylight, so I'm going to go, and I'll catch you next time. Okay, bye.